I'm happy to interact with you again in this yet another session, and I think all of us have started enjoying agroecology as we start sinking deep and deeper into understanding it. I'm Clovis Kabaseke, a lecturer at Mountains of the Moon University, heading the Department of Agriculture and Environmental Sciences in the Faculty of Agriculture and Environmental Sciences. And I'm an enthusiastic agroecologist. Last time we were together, I tried to talk about what we actually target and what our approach is when we are actually training you in agroecology. And I remember I told you that we wanted to equip you with enough knowledge about the merits and the demerits of different agricultural production systems, about making you become graduates who should be able to do an environmental and social impact assessment for any agricultural enterprise, and to make you become consultants in a wide range of disciplines related to agriculture, soil, water, climate change, and integrated systems. And I remember I also emphasized the need to do action research not only in the community, but with and for the community. When we were ending that session, I remember I talked about how we shall begin with yet a new model of agroecology, which is called the Triple F agroecology. The Triple F agroecology is a new model that was coined on the 15th of January 2020. And we did this after very careful thoughts, and I would like to say that the Triple F actually stands for food, feed, forest. And this new model of ecology is an ecological system that is manifested by togetherness and symbiosis of trees of high ecological value with crops and livestock of good economic, health, and ecological functions that enhances bio and enterprise diversities for socio-economic and climate resilience, yet designed to give a hilarious aesthetic and recreational appeal as well. This one sounds quite a mouthful, but what I would like you to note is that there are two major objectives of farming. One objective is to acquire food security. The second objective is to get income. These are the two things that actually make people involved into farming. Surprisingly, in as much as I cannot blame anybody, out of upbringing and training, we find that people know that if you have to achieve food security and sustainable income from agriculture, you are not at all supposed to allow your crops or livestock to compete for any resources at all. The resources in terms of light, resources in terms of nutrients, in terms of space, in terms of water. For that matter, this is why most of the most expensive activities in agriculture include weeding. This is why you find that there is a lot of deforestation, because they don't want crops and livestock to compete for any resources with anything. So one doesn't now wonder why agriculture has been one of the major causes of global warming, and that is the precursor of climate change, which is the global biggest challenge of today. If agriculture is contributing so much to global warming, of course in many ways, through deforestation, through wetland degradation, through poor agricultural practices, especially when you are using toxic chemicals, through transportation of agricultural foods, through industries, agro-based industries, all those actually contribute to global warming, causing the climate change, which is now a big problem. We know very well that today we have got scientists who have explored space. We also have scientists who can make missiles and who can make robots. We are wondering why we cannot have scientists who can come up with scientific designs that can enable a person achieve the two objectives of farming from a forest and not a farm. We know forests have been cleared because people want to farm without having their crops and livestock competing for resources. But we at the same time know that forests are one of the most efficient carbon sinks. Now, why can't scientists come up with a production system where you can achieve the objectives of agriculture or of farming, not from a farm, but from a forest? This is where the Triple F agroecology model emanates from. That's the ideology, that is the philosophy. So, when you look at the Triple F model, this is a system that displays a forest rich in macro and micro biodiversity, enriched with diverse types of human food, livestock feed, and bee forage. You can just imagine, look at a forest which has got macro and micro biodiversity, with diverse types of human food, with diverse types of livestock feed and bee forage. When I'm talking about human food, everybody understands. The food means crops and livestock, fish, honey, poultry, all those are food for humans. When I talk about livestock feed, I'm talking about what livestock eats. Fodder is like livestock feed, whatever is fed to these livestock. Bee forage, these are plants where the bees can actually collect nectar. Now, all those should actually be in a forest. With the Triple F, it is organized in a scientific and artistic design where each of the elements contributes to the sustainability and resilience of the system. It is the designs that have to be used should be scientific, and they should be good enough, artistically made, to contribute to the sustainability and resilience of that system. Here you'll find that where you are planting a tree, it should have at least a minimum of 3 functions. When if it was planted in another position, perhaps it could have less. So you need to know, where do you plant that? When you are putting a structure in the system, where do you place it in order to have it serve at least a minimum of 3 functions? The Triple F benefits a lot from the complementarity and interdependence of the system's elements that create an ecological synergy which is good enough to enhance a household's or a community's social and economic sustainability. The beauty with the Triple F, it actually benefits a lot from the synergy. It is the synergy that actually plays together, different elements playing together, that actually come up with the miracles that you find in the Triple F agroecology model. Now, we have talked about quite a lot of models of agroecology, and I've spent a lot of time now talking about explaining what the Triple F is. Now, I want to bring you to exactly the real honors of our course unit, which is Foundations of Agroecology course. I want to describe it to you so that you can understand. As agroecology is multidisciplinary, this introductory course, Foundations of Agroecology, will provide you with a deep understanding of agroecology, its evolution and relevance in food systems. It will enable students to understand the application of systems approach in agroecosystems and differentiate agroecology from other farming systems. And by the end of this course, you will be able to explain the role of agroecology in sustaining food production and biodiversity conservation without forgetting the anthropogenic and economic roles. This is really very important. By the end of this course, you should be able to explain the role of agroecology in sustaining food production. Not only that, but also biodiversity conservation without forgetting the anthropogenic and economic roles. In this course, as we try to wind up, in this course, we shall have 3 objectives. The first objective is to introduce students. By students, I'm meaning you who are here listening, to the history and evolution of agroecology. You have actually to be introduced to that one so that you understand what you are going to study. We will also want to acquaint students with the theories and perspectives framing agroecology. We will also want to provide you with knowledge and skills on practices of agroecology. When we actually finish those objectives, then we believe that you will have actually got quite enough about agroecology to prepare you to pursue and perceive the other course units that you will actually do during your program. So, ladies and gentlemen, as we wind up for this session, I would like to congratulate you for having at least got an overview over the first sessions that we have had of agroecology, and now I have introduced to you the description of this particular course properly and the objectives that we shall aim to achieve. Thank you very much. We meet another time.